Hey, Purple. I think it's all set up. Can you hear music? Okay, awesome. Alright, I'm gonna do a little portrait today. Alright, so I watched, I can't remember what the movie is called, but it's like, there was some critically acclaimed movie or whatever that, then there was a second one they made for it. One was called X and one was called something else. And it was like really kind of gory and gnarly. But there's a really beautiful shot of a girl just hanging out in a pond. And the pond was like this kind of brackish colored water that seemed kind of gross, but also I love swamp muck green, so kind of my jam. And oh yeah, doodle along? Hell yeah, fuck yeah. So and then last night I was talking in this little this art group, and they were talking shit about the color of like lichen and swamp muck and like brackish greens and browns. So today I'm gonna paint some super lovely icky colors. That's my plan. That's the goal, at least. I'm a firm believer that any color can look pretty with the right colors with it. This is my favorite color, just in general. Just this, maybe a little bit greener than this. But yeah, like old gold, kind of aged swamp muck and lichen. Oh, I'm done. Like, why isn't it drawing? Because I didn't change color. I think I might make this smaller so that I can get a slight hint of arms and torso in it too. In the movie, they had an accent color of blue to it, and I think I'm definitely gonna try that as well. Some colors. What you gonna doodle, Purple? Ooh, nice. Hell yeah. That's fun. definitely want to commission some of the emotes of the cats for this channel for sure. I was even thinking of naming the Patreon tier. Wonderful, awesome. I was thinking of naming the Patreon tiers after the cats, but I don't know if that's too cheesy. Who knows? It does kind of limit me to the number of tiers I can have. Oh, well, actually, unless I count cats that I've had in my past, like my old cats that are dead, then I can have a lot of tiers. Oh, yeah, that is always a solution. That seems to be one of my most common solutions to things, apparently. Just get more cats. Not necessarily intentionally, but really the only solution, yeah. The other day, when I streamed, people who hadn't seen me in years but had watched my stream before, I was telling them how I came to have the horde of cats that I currently have. It was pretty fun. Because Furbert's like the only one I obtained under like pretty normal, reasonable circumstances. The rest are like, I went for 1 cat and came back with 3. Or I found this one and then brought her back from the brink of death. So, good shit. Oh god, how did I forget? Oh, this just picks up a lot of color. Okay, interesting. Noted. I like that. Honestly, Jimmy, it was kind of like that. Oh, it's okay, dude. If you're asleep, I don't care. I know that you will see many more streams because I am going to stream many more times. Fingers crossed. That's the goal, at least. Wait, let me see if I can find the reference image I have. This is the screenshot I took that I was like, oh damn, I'm absolutely gonna draw something based on this. But also I don't love her face. She lacks eyebrows. So I'm probably gonna give the person I draw eyebrows, just because I really like eyebrows. I tend to but that's the general inspiration. Ooh, you know what I should do? Instead of doing it like that, I should red and then layer opacity. Me too. I'm also excited for more streams. I got invited to go on another panel tonight, but it's at the same time that I'm supposed to talk to Destiny, so I cannot. Life is hard. Bro, I need to draw men too, because I also do not draw men. I drew one recently, or not recently, like, by recently I mean like within the last 3 years. But I never finished it. I got a torso, though. I can draw men's torsos. Somewhat. But, whereas I can draw girls, just like, I can summon them out of the ether of my brain. Guys, their bodies are arcane. There's just too many muscles jammed in everywhere, in all the places. I don't like it. think it's illegal. No, that's not. I want to edit. This one won't let me. Oh, cool. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So paint, so that's mix. Okay, low pressure, high pressure. I think I want it to be so that when it's high pressure, it mixes less. And when it's low pressure is when it blends together. I think that'll work with the way my brain likes to paint. Possibly. We'll see. I don't know. But I think I want to. Yeah, I was actually fucking around with this the other day, and I didn't fully grasp it as much as I wanted to. Let's see what happens when I do this. I'm still fucking around with things like, wait, is this like, I can't move this window? Well, that's fine. And it doesn't give me like a little tester window. Okay, alright. I like that. Now I just need to make it so that blends. Actually, I'm going to make it blend even a little bit more. Yeah, okay. The only issue is it also changes size slightly, and I want it to be like really the same size. Alright, I think I'm getting there. That's about where I want it to be. Oh god, where did I put it? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna even have it be like that. You have this one be like this. No, I lied. It's gonna be like this. To be no. Oh, am I dumb? I'm a little dumb. It's fine. So this needs to be opaque at high pressure. Using the still picking up too much. I'll figure it out eventually. This is exactly why I wanted to fuck with this. Oh, paint pressure threshold. I haven't even messed with that button. Oh god. Oh, too much mix. And maybe even we'll go like that. And then seem to be unable to just get a straight pure color. Oh, okay. It's kind of, now it works. Alright. Nope. Well, not working. This might be because I'm using this super, like, artsy paintbrush. Oh, god. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I need to change that. I can change the smudge and the loading. That's what probably needs to happen. Listen, I'll figure it out eventually. It keeps, it's just misbehaving, you know? Just misbehaving a little bit. Okay, I do think max loading should be at 100. Looks like I'm giving this girl a plague. I'm gonna delete all these little smudges so she doesn't look like she has some terrible, terrible disorder that she's like melting into the water. Skin first. Ah! Oh no. I undid too far. That'll work. That seems like it's blending okay. Let me see what happens when I go like that. Mix something. I don't understand. Oh. I feel like this. I undid too far again. I feel like this is where this brush. Change the grain or something. But I'll just fuck around with that later. This is wait, save as new brush preset. Okay. I can't close this window. Oh, never mind. I figured it out. Good, I'm glad. Me like desperately trying to puzzle out how the fuck this works. You know. No big deal. I'll figure it out eventually. That's it. I'm gonna go kind of like a little bit blue heavy on the shadow from her face because it's supposed to be like bright sunlight beating down. Tifa? How goes it? I probably should just like read the brush setting kind of like documentation. Because when I did that for what was it? What's the one in the app? Procreate. That made it. Yeah. Instructions are for scrubs. Listen. Fling yourself into it and figure it out as you go. That's how we do it here. Something like that. Yeah, I'm excited about the AI discussion too. The links that you posted the past couple days about it. I'm like, ooh, these are good, interesting developments. I like it. Gives me more to talk about. You know, another thing that I was thinking about, comparison-wise, when people are like, oh, like, people are just mad, artists are just mad that we can do what they can do, but faster. And they're saying just because we can do it faster, it's not art? And I'm like, that's not at all what I mean. I mean, actually, that's something that I need to think on, because I do think that art requires some sort of intent and effort. And like some kind of transmutation of something, like filtered through your brain. But on the flip side, some people spend a lot of time on prompts for AI stuff, and I still don't necessarily think that that makes it them like artists either. I think it maybe means they have good concepts, but like I can think of a good concept and go on Google image search and find a thing. So does that make me an artist? I feel like honestly AI is kind of just a very advanced Google image search to supply you with like an image of the concept that you're like typing into the search function. Maybe that's oversimplifying a little bit. Yeah, I agree. The key is a person doing it. And I think that that's what copyright law is that's what that thing the other day was saying, that copyright law has kind of been like, yeah, for copyright to apply, maybe a human needs to have actually done it. And I'm like, yeah, I think that makes sense. Because honestly, generative artwork is a whole thing. I fucking love generative artwork. It's really, really cool. People write scripts and programs to make things display cool things. And there's so much interesting like math and beautiful stuff that people can do with that. And it's just so fucking cool. But the key there is they're writing the scripts for it. They're generating, they're writing the program. They're making art from a program that they made to do things like that. And I think that's where, like, if people were writing, if all these AI artists were writing the AI script and designing the program themselves to do it, like, I'm a little bit more, I need to flesh out my thoughts on artists who, because there's something called, I want to say Dreambox, but I think I might be lying. Don't quote me on that. Yes, I completely agree, Purple. That's how I came up with the painting I was doing the other day with the stairs and the ocean. Oh, I should do this. Swamp Girl. We're calling this Swamp Girl. Cause yeah, I was just fucking around with Midjourney and I was like, ocean and archway. And then it gave me those cool, like, golden things in the background and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do a painting from this. This is fucking awesome. I was just thinking of, like, an actual, like, physical building archway in the ocean, but no, it gave me cool light things. And then I had to add a lady to it because that is who I am as an artist and probably will always be. But, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's something called Dreambox, which is super cool, and never mind. Well, you know what? I don't know if it's actually called Dreambox. I should probably, before I start talking about it, make sure it's actually called Dreambox. It's something like it. Dream. Okay, I think it's Dream Booth because people were referencing using that to put all your own art into it. And okay, I think I'll put this chat window up so I can see you guys. All automation under capitalism is a sin. I mean, yeah, I agree. Under capitalism, bad. I feel like we're getting to a point where so much is going to be automated that capitalism is going to collapse because, like, if people don't have jobs, then they don't have money to spend on products. And that's, like, kind of the driving force of capitalism. So without either a universal basic income or something like that, it's going to be kind of like, what was it? You know how Movie Pass was like a whole big thing and then they discounted it heavily to get people to go to movie theaters and stuff because people were too broke to go to movie theaters, so then they made this Movie Pass thing. I feel like that's how so much is going to go. There's just going to be desperation to get people to continue paying for things that they can no longer afford, and it's going to take these jumps where they, like, where companies take a hit initially because they're like, it's going to be like people, I feel like, hey Mocap, what's up? I feel like it's going to be like how Uber Pool started, where they're like, listen, we'll rope people in with this cheap price, and then we'll raise it, but people will like this service so much that they're just going to keep using it. Except people are too broke for that to happen, and so when MoviePass did that, everyone was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go back to not fucking going to the movies anymore. And that was that. And I feel like that's going to happen with a lot of things, where they're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, shareholders, we're gonna get people roped into this product, and then we're going to slowly raise the prices, and then people are slowly going to drop off, and industries are going to die, and then millennials are going to be blamed. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be just ridiculous and foolishness. Because yeah, like, the bottom line basically is if people aren't getting paid enough money to, like, live and buy products under capitalism, then everything kind of, a lot of things collapse and go away. And it doesn't matter, like, what your shareholders want, or if they want profits to increase every quarter or whatever. It can't if people don't have money to spend money on things. Yeah, exactly. Infinite economic growth is so stupid. It's one of those things where people are like, oh, capitalism encourages innovation. And I think it, like, competition in a market does to a certain extent. However, there's a limit to that, and I think we're at it. I think capitalism is so limiting at this point, rather than, I think overall there are edge cases and exceptions. Yeah, exactly. Or like in the game store where it's just like app games where it's 30 clones of the same fucking game and you're just like, okay. I did want to play something different someday, but... Oh, P.S. I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors and it's fucking awesome. I really like Vampire Survivors. It's a very chill game. Well, it's not actually a chill game. Don't take that as literally chill. I mean, it is a fun game to play that I like playing. It is actually it's a chill level where nothing's moving around. I know, I am lying to y'all. My bad. Oh wait, really? That's tight. What YouTuber? Wait, I don't know who that is. We'll have to look him up. Do you guys know what SCPs are? I feel like I've probably talked to Purple about this before. I feel like you know what SCPs are. How about the rest of y'all? This is a huge topic jump, by the way. This is like 3 ADD brain jumps away. Okay, so there's this game called SCP something Escape. What is it? Not Dwarf Group. SCP Containment Breach multiplayer. And it's fun. And you don't really need to know the lore at all. Yeah. Containment Breach. Yeah. You don't really need to know the lore. It's just a fun, chaotic game. But I was trying to explain more SCP stuff to Trevor last night, and I was trying to think of what my favorite SCP is, and I couldn't think of one. I can only think of... I really like the benign ones, like the pizza box, that whenever you open it, like whoever opens it, it gives them whatever their like ultimate pizza would be. There are a lot of good, scary, terrifying ones as well, but I feel like the benign ones are really, really fun. I just like that people can play a lot in that world. And come up with interesting things. Because it started off as like scary creepypasta stuff, right? Exactly, just infinite lore building. That I love, but also I feel like it makes it difficult for licensing anything. Like I would fucking love a Monster of the Week SCP show. I would watch the hell out of that. I think that would be amazing. And it's basically just like there would be endless monsters, concepts, endless directions to go in, essentially. But how do you pay all the people appropriate? And also, would Netflix just cancel it after one season? So, who knows? Maybe terrible idea. Yeah, I feel like it should run like Twilight Zone. I feel like that would be really fucking cool. I would extremely hella watch that. I think it would be awesome. I need to make a slightly different brush for this, I think. Maybe I'll try this one. I really like using filbert brushes just because they're called filbert brushes, because it makes me think of Thriller. Also, he's like in a super sleepy mood today because fucking Chewy didn't deliver his meds, and then they said that they were going to deliver them today, or yesterday, and then they didn't. But I called the vet and they were like, yeah, it's fine if he doesn't have them for a day. But he seems so, like, sad and low energy and down, and I'm a little worried about him. He's my good little dude. Opacity, size. This is gonna be... Whoa. Also, yeah, Netflix is absolutely an SCP. I feel like it is very kind of Black Mirror-ish to be like, here, we're gonna create these amazing things. People love them. Maybe we can create more things that people love more, so we'll like fuck up these and just get rid of them. We made money from them, that's enough. We can rerun them and get money from it. We don't need to do the continuation of it. There's so many fucking shows that there were new ones, just like most recent batch of stuff, like First Kill or something. That was a cute little lesbian romance, and it was so cute. And I like the soundtrack too. I need to actually go through and... Oh yeah, by the way, do you guys like this music? This music is from Tears in the Rain. Yeah, you can look them up on Spotify and listen to it. Very chill. And lo-fi vibes. Yeah. What's Neo Yokio? I haven't seen that. Also, one thing that I'm hella hyped about for drawing guys is I love the facial structure that kind of goes like this, and I want to put it on women too much sometimes, and it ends up looking a little bit... Sometimes I like how it looks, sometimes it looks overly chiseled and takes away from other features that I want it to look at, but I just love that feature. And that's one thing that I'm excited about drawing men-wise, because I feel like a lot of dudes have the chiselly face thing. Although, apparently with buccal fat removal, for some reason I've been calling it buccal fat. I don't know why. Because I read it before I ever heard it pronounced by a human. Apparently, a bunch of people have been getting fat sucked out of this area of their cheeks, and it makes that that shape. So more women having chiseled faces. But then people are also complaining about how it looks because nobody can just let people be or enjoy anything. But also then the flip side of that is, why do women feel pressured to make that change? Because everybody is like suggesting, like plastic surgeons are pushing for that procedure. Like, that's suboptimal. I don't like that so much. It's buccal fat. It's called buccal fat. Why wouldn't it? I don't know. I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, but that's what our baby fat is. I still have buccal fat. Yeah. I feel like they're shying away from elf faces and going to like... I feel like everyone is on track to look like Jocelyn Wildenstein at some point. Like a lot of the filler craze, I feel really bad for people who just listen to and trust injector clinics because they're not doctors. Some of them are registered nurses, but some of them are just estheticians doing work. Yeah, I'm happy. Like, I did not like my baby fat for a very long time because it gave me chubby chipmunk cheeks. And I don't love it right at this moment because I'm heavier than I want to be, but I know that when I'm at the weight that I normally am, then it is gonna look way better on me. Like, people would get filler to have the baby fat that I have had forever and still currently retain. So yeah, it's weird seeing like a whole bunch of 24-year-old girls getting like buccal fat removal because they still have baby fat because they're still babies, and it's like, bro, don't do it. You're gonna have to... Although, you know what, if I was 24 and I had the money and I had like as much like visual pressure as 24-year-olds do now, who knows what I would have done. Maybe I would have gotten rid of mine too. I don't know. I just feel bad that people have that pressure and are possibly gonna regret it later because their faces are still changing and developing. Yeah, exactly. It helps so much as you age. I feel like it's only the past couple years that I've started like actually looking my age, because the baby fat definitely was a secret buff to looking. It's good shit. Yeah, how did I get on the topic of buccal fat removal? What's I even talking about? Oh, no, I wanted to talk about filler. Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so rough about a lot of like the Instagram era stuff is pretty bad because people will put filters on, then go to their doctor and be like, make me look like this. I like how I look in this filter. Make my lips and nose look like this. And then they'll keep using the filter, which will reduce, once they get it changed, it'll reduce it again. And so they keep pushing for more and more change and reductions, and doctors that go along with this, I don't know. Some are ethical, and I've seen people, like doctors on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff, being like, hey, like when my patients come in and say this, I go, okay, no, like you need to. There was some guy who had like a really good thing that he asked them, like a question for them to consider, and I was like, oh damn, that's brilliant, but I can't remember what it is at all. And he was like, yeah, if they ponder that and they still want to go forward with it, then I'll do it, but if not, then da 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 da. But yeah, because like fillers don't all, not everybody metabolizes them the same, number one. And number two, they don't always fully dissolve or get absorbed. Sometimes filler just migrates and stays around and makes the whole rest of your face puffy. If you get like just lip fillers, it could end up making like this whole area around your mouth look a little bit puffy and bad. And also the other facet of lip filler is that because when you're putting a bunch more volume in something and stretching the skin out, you're stretching this whole area out. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are going to need lip lifts later on because constantly stretching out this area of skin is going to lengthen their philtrum. And that ends up being like a very distinctive kind of like suboptimal looking thing that I feel like if people are the kind of people to get a bunch of lip filler to change how they look, they're probably going to want to change that later on too. So they're basically just making more work for themselves later on and more expenses for themselves. It's just gnarly. And people being like, oh yeah, like lip filler, it's like a temporary, like fun, nice little thing that you can do. It's like not, it's like barely invasive. Da, 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 da. It's like, bro, no, like have you seen people like Kylie Jenner? Like her whole upper lip area is so weird now. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Teapot. Yeah, I agree, Amanda. They're gonna look like, yeah, that, or do you know who Jocelyn Wildenstein is? She's the she used to be kind of like the like plastic surgery cautionary tale for a hot minute, for a long while. She was colloquially known as like the Catwoman. I can't remember whether she actually leaned into that and started trying to look like a cat, or whether that was just incidental. Yeah, sorry, T-Bot. Rip. Yeah, she's very creepy looking, and it's all very. What about those? What are the? There's those twin dudes. The Bogdanov. Okay, if you want something horrifyingly creepy to look up the Bogdanov twins, because they start out looking like just handsome dudes and then went terribly, terribly awry at some horrible point. And oof. They should be a cautionary tale for like filler and plastic surgery. Oh, I know, Rose McGowan. Yeah, that's rough. Gwen Stefani is like totally different looking right now too. I hate everybody who's getting eye lifts to look younger, because Miley Cyrus fucking did it too. Or I don't know, maybe not to look younger. I feel like Gwen Stefani did it to look younger, but I feel like Miley Cyrus just did it. I don't know why. I have no idea. Pressure, social pressure. But like, sometimes people have like really beautiful, heavily lidded eyes that like, let's see if I can like sketch this or something. Some eyes that look really fucking cool. There's some people that have kind of like hollow, like neat looking eyes with eyelids like this, like the lady I'm drawing. And they have like depth and volume to them, and they're like wide and open and stuff. And then there's people who don't have that lid, and then don't have like a heavy lid like this. They just have kind of like a smooth blend from here to here, but they still have that kind of open-eyed look, which is really, really popular right now. Like the fox-eyed look with the like super high kind of like elven looking eye and brow that goes like up like that. Like Bella Hadid, it kind of has an eye like that. But then there are people that, here, let me duplicate this up there. Can you move this up? What's the hotkey for that? Then there are people like Gwen Stefani and like Blake Lively, Jennifer Lawrence, who have eyes that are kind of like low and lidded, and they're just like this. But it makes for like a really kind of just a distinct look. Like Gwen Stefani had such like a bad bitch look to her, and now she doesn't even look like herself because she changed. Yeah, Blake Lively has gorgeous eyes, and they're very hooded. And I'm so glad. I will be so sad if she gets like one of the eyelid lift things to get the fox eyes that look like that, because part of her look and her appeal is that like she has eyes that look like they're smiling. Gwen Stefani has eyes that look like she's like, I'm a fucking bitch in charge. And now she changed it. Now she's like, I'm a fucking bitch in charge. And it's like, no, it just doesn't work for me. It makes me so sad that something that was so iconic to her. But I also feel bad because probably being a woman aging in Hollywood in this day and age is fucking cursed. So. Over there? Yeah, oh, I'm devastated. I think she got a bunch of surgery, but some of it, some of it I don't mind, but when like, it just makes me sad. And I know that it's probably like none of my business. I'm just a consumer. That's their body that they can do what they want with. But it does make me sad when there are people who have like iconic features to their beauty and then they feel the need to change them for some reason. And it takes away something that made them so unique and interesting and different from other people. Like Gwen Stefani had such like a badass bitch look, and now it's just kind of like, I'm young. It's devastating. I say as I draw weird wonky eyes on this lady. She's a swamp lady. She can have wonky eyes if she wants. Listen, she doesn't feel pressured by society to fix her wonky eyes. Yeah, aging gracefully is good. Who's the, I feel like Jennifer Connelly? From the last I've seen, I haven't checked recently. I feel like she's aging pretty well. Gillian Anderson? Gorgeous. Amazing. She's fucking stunning. Whatever, if they have had, like, any surgeries, excuse me, I have hiccups. If they have had any surgeries, they were so modest and, like, not even noticeable. Or they, like, went with their face and followed how they're actually aging. And I feel like that's, if you're gonna do it, that's the way to do it. Kate Winslet, I don't think, yes, swamp ladies are where it's at. We can all be swamp goblins. That is the life. I don't think I've seen Kate Winslet. Has she done good things? She's aged well. Also, shit, I should set an alarm for like 4:30 so that I remember to start trying to make sure I can stream on YouTube. Because I did like a little test last night and it said that I couldn't. It like didn't connect and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's suboptimal. Wait, I'm gonna set it on my watch so that it just vibrates and doesn't make a horrible beeping noise that destroys everyone's ears. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 4:30. Wait. Thank you, Siri. But yeah, it's just, we live in like a really weird day and age where we have the technology to do a bunch of shit, but a lot of it is still in like kind of infancy. Like people getting Brazilian butt lifts, those are like one of the most dangerous procedures because when you get those injections, it can, if it's even done by a professional, it's one of like the highest risk surgeries because you can block blood vessels with the fat injections. And similar things could happen when you're injecting filler anywhere. But because they're injecting so much over such an area, it makes it pretty dangerous. And you can get like clots and complications. Like people's, literally this sounds like I'm joking, but people's asses can like become necrotic. And so your ass basically rots off. Like, I say that kind of in a crass way, but basically that's like essentially, that's like not inaccurate. So yeah, it's, yeah, I mean it should be. If it was just a sex move, I feel like the world would probably be a better place. Also, just in general, I think the world would be a better place without BBLs because people don't believe that you can just get like a good butt with exercise. They're just like, oh yeah, all girls with a butt like got BBLs. Da, 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 da. And it's kind of the same thing that's happening with AI art, where like because people have so much filler and surgery and stuff, not that I'm like against people doing this if they want to, I just feel bad when people feel like they have to and feel pressured to. That's where it's a problem. But what was I talking about? Oh, the correlation to like AI and art. There are artists who are getting like messages of like oh, like what prompts did you use to do this art? Or there was that artist the other day that got banned from a subreddit because they thought his art looked too much like AI art. That mod was dumb as hell though. I feel like that mod was just wrong and incorrect and overly biased because it didn't have any like the hallmarks that I associate with shitty AI art. We were talking about buccal fat removals like literally just earlier, Luminate. Because I like drawing the hollows on people's faces that go like that, and a bunch of people are getting those now from buccal fat removal. But it is one of those things that people associate it with like aging the face a little bit, and that's a bummer because I think it's like a really cool look. I like it. I think it's pretty. But oh, no wonder this isn't working. I forgot to switch back to a paintbrush. I was like, this isn't blending at all. It's because I was using the chalk brush stuff. Oops. However, this is so weird. I feel like it doesn't. Okay, mix color sample. What does this say? All layers in canvas. All layers. Mix color. No, I don't want to mix it. I feel like when I'm picking up a color, it doesn't want to. Oh, never mind. Okay, now it's working. Just kidding. Ignore everything I just said. I'm lying. AI for the longest time made one thing. White coated big D. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing where like I feel like there is room for discussion in terms of like what makes art art? Is it like effort? Is it transformation? Is it time? Because those are all things people AI bros are bringing up as like, oh, artists just hate AI because it's like faster and easier, and so they don't want to like let us democratize art. First of all, democratization of art is not companies stealing a whole bunch of art so that they can charge people to generate more art. That's like it is hilarious to me that people were calling it yes, prompt kitties. No, sorry, Joey. They're called prompt engineers, actually. I feel like that's the title that I've seen a few of them use, which is so funny to me. Which is like, I'm good at finding things on Google image search, which is like very close to this, I think. I feel like maybe I can be a Google image search engineer by that logic. I'm gonna put that on my resume. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And while I get that it is kind of currently, because AI art is in its infancy and it's still kind of like arcane to get the results you want from it, I feel like that's gonna change pretty rapidly as the technology progresses. Same as like people who are talking about how well, AI art is never gonna be in video games. People never use it for like actual real work because it can't create in like layers the way like assets need to be. But I feel like that's all stuff that is probably beyond reach right now, but is not beyond reach over time. So all those things that people are using as kind of like, oh, it won't actually impact jobs. It's like, well, that's all stuff that can eventually be worked into it. Not, I don't want to say like quite readily, but I feel like it's, anybody saying that that's beyond reach is naively hopeful, possibly. Oh my god, you're right. I'm a Google engineer. Oh my god, amazing. So fancy. Does that make me a tech bro also? Oh boy. I don't know if I'm ready to take on this mantle. What was I gonna say though? AI that relies on prompts can only ever eventually reproduce work. Is that near sentence? Oh, I completely agree that one of my like kind of like foundational arguments for AI art not being art unless it's modified further by a human is that I think a fundamental aspect of art is that, like, what makes us different from a photocopy machine? Like, we recognize that photocopies of things aren't art. Like, the photocopier is not an artist. We like think that's something that most of society can agree on, unless you're getting into like really esoteric kind of like weird stuff where it's like everything that humanity like creates, including its machines, is art. And I feel like that's not how the vast majority of people process art. But what makes art is because, and what makes shows like Project Runway or some of like the cooking shows where they're like, you have these 2 ingredients, make something with it, go for it, and people make a whole bunch of different shit. It's so cool because you're filtering it through like what each person's tastes and interests and skills and muscle memory and stuff. It's all filtered through like the lens of the artist, and that changes it and it makes it its own unique, amazing thing. Whereas AI art, like you're saying, yeah. Oh my god, no, I was thinking about that too. Hey Victor, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a minute. But what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Joey, the whole like they're being trained on they're gonna be trained on works that are already like generated by AI. It's gonna be like diluting milk with orange juice or something over time. It's gonna keep picking up AI works instead of like actual generated human works, and I feel like unless somebody dramatically changes that, it's gonna be because people aren't marking their art as, oh shit. Yeah, it'll get recursive, yeah. What surgery? Are you gonna be okay? Like, not to cry, sorry, that was, I feel like my mouth runs faster than my brain, and I am endlessly rude and curious. I should wish you luck in your surgery. You don't have to tell us about it, but I hope it goes well. And that you'll have like lots of good rest and downtime and consume lots of good media or games. Whatever you need to regenerate. Yeah. What are they talking about? Oh yeah, so that's what makes our art. And since AI can't filter it through all those things, like people say, oh, AI learns the same way humans do, which is incorrect, number one. And then number two, which I talked about the other night, then number two, even if it did learn in the same way humans do, it is still only able to reference the things that have been put in its data set. It's not going to change those based on its own unique experiences or preferences or likes or dislikes or other things that it's seen, music, food, like life that it's seen. And so it can't, AI can't create art because it's just copying things that it's seen and not filtering them through anything that makes them different. But if AI did become sentient, I would consider it capable of creating art because then it would be filtering it through those experiences. But currently AI, and this has been debated to death because a bunch of people were like, oh my god, it's sentient now. And people were like, no, that's dumb. Chill the fuck out. We're not at the singularity yet. AI is not sentient at this stage, so I think it's pretty definitive to say that AI is not sentient enough to create art at this point. as much as boomers, my mom included, were like, this is getting really scary. They sound just like people. It's like chatbots since I was in like high school. They're just a little bit more advanced now. Just a smidge. Maybe more than just a smidge. Yes, I agree. Yeah, AI art as a tool, I think is going to be phenomenal. We already make use of like AI art in AI as a tool in like Photoshop, like the healing tool, the content aware selection and healing stuff. That's so useful and great. I love those features. Those are awesome. Shit like that, super helpful. I love the stuff where people are retouching old photos and restoring them. That's fucking awesome. However, those have you guys seen the thing where people were testing how well one of the photo restoration bots could restore things and took an image of Barack Obama and like blurred it a whole bunch and then told it to restore it, and it was just like nothing like him at all. But that kind of like in and of itself displays some of the lack of functionality, or the limitations, I should say, not lack of functionality. The limitations of using something that's basically based on a more complex version of, normally when I see this, these things are next to it. And normally when I see this, these things are next to it. Because it's like, well, when you boil things down to a low resolution, and multiple things can look like one thing, but the AI is only going to give you one result back, suboptimal, kind of. But it was really funny to see. Oh, you have? That's awesome! Yeah, I feel like, especially for, there's a lot of people, I feel like this is at an interesting time technology-wise, because I feel like most of us here are, probably like millennial age, millennial or late millennial or Gen X, or a little bit younger. But we've all gotten to live with like technology where we take decent photos with either film cameras or digital cameras. I feel like we've been lucky to have that. But most of us have parents or grandparents that don't have that. And there's like so many old photos that like could be restored. Like I showed my mom that one where it like animates the photo too. Oh boy. And she started crying about it. It was kind of sad, but lovely, which I think is really nice that like we can kind of share that technology with a generation that didn't luck out in terms of getting to have the technology that we currently have. So getting to share that and kind of be helpful in that way and like spread that kind of joy is really good. I didn't know that, Victor. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Racial bias in the tech world is such a problem. And it's always been that way. Like, what was it? I can't remember who pioneered the thing that kind of fixed this, but for a long time, film for old cameras did not pick up black skin tones very well because it was all keyed for white skin, basically. And it wasn't until I feel like there was like some specific Kodak brand film in like the I don't know, I would be making up a time if I said it, that they made one that was like, oh, actually, like, hey, we did like the like light balancing or whatever to actually like work for non-white skin for once. Woohoo! And it was like a huge shift in like what the capabilities were. And it's funny because it made it better for not just black people, but for white people too. When things are more malleable and have more options, it broadens the horizons for everybody. So just like having more diversity, it's not just, even if people are talking and being like as selfish and pragmatic as they can possibly be and be like, well, I don't want to support anything that doesn't help me directly. It's like, it fucking does. Like, it can though. It's just being pragmatic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was Kodachrome. Yeah. Jesus, that's kind of sad. I feel like it's sad that it took till the Pixel 6 to do that, because I feel like I heard so much uproar and various like discussions about stuff like that for a while. Isn't Pixel 6 like pretty recent? Yeah, capitalism, basically. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. We've come full circle. But yeah, capitalism is a curse. AI. Oh, that's something else that I was getting into it with somebody on Reddit about. Wait, what? Sorry, I need to pop out the chat. How do I do that? Oh god. Chat settings. No, that's not it. I don't know how to pop out the chat. I have a collapse button. Oh, no, that's not the button I wanted. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll just have to... Oh, I know what I can do. Maybe I can just make this window really small and drag it over the... Oh, no, hang on. I'll figure this out. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, Amanda, I just saw that this morning. There's what is it called? There's a subreddit that's all about stuff like that, where it's like stuff that's posted to be heartwarming, like when like little kids donate enough cans to get their like friend a wheelchair or something, or run like a lemonade stand to get their like peers like lunches that they can afford, things like that. It's all just like, how is this heartwarming? This is like so deeply like dystopian and depressing. My god. And yeah, that grandpa one getting to retire. It's rough. And people being like, is 100 grand even enough to like retire on for somebody? Like, hopefully he dies soon. Like, people were literally saying that, and it's just like, oh my god. We live in a real... We certainly live in a time. Definitely a mixed bag. A lot of cool shit. A lot of not so cool shit. You know what I was thinking about the other day? That people are like, we have it so easy now. We have so many luxuries that people like would kill to have in other generations, but it feels kind of like tech startups where they won't pay people a lot of money, but they'll do things like have a foosball table. And it's like, sure, we have iPhones, we have Netflix, we have like cool things like that, but also food scarcity is huge again. Most people don't have like 2 months savings or whatever. So most people, I feel like I need to look at the numbers on this, but I feel like most people don't have savings at all at this point. And it's like, yeah, cool, we might have some neat little luxuries, but these are all pointless if we can't like actually just live and survive. So people holding them up as like, oh, these fucking spoiled like millennials and stuff with all these luxuries complaining about life, and it's like, I don't need a foosball table, I need rent money. You know? It's as toned up as when tech companies would do that. It's just like, my god. I hadn't seen that. Jesus. Wait, bomb cyclones? What are bomb cyclones? Jesus. Yeah, I genuinely thought that the pandemic was gonna be when the guillotines came out. I almost said guillotines. Yay for reading words before learning how they're pronounced. But yeah, I thought for sure that the pandemic would be a huge shift. But instead, I mean, work from home became a thing, which is good and progress, but now there's all these like offices in cities that real estate people like are freaking out about renting. Meanwhile, also in San Francisco, people were fucking raising rent in retail spaces in the city. So gross. So many places closed down because of it. Just disgusting. But yeah, and it's like, maybe convert some of those into housing. Because if people working from home, well, we don't need that space anymore. And there's like a housing crisis. Maybe making affordable housing could be like, kill two birds with one stone. But it's not as profitable, so they don't want to do it. And it's just like, okay, cut off your nose to spite your face. We'll all go down together, I guess. Kind of thing. Yeah, right? Yeah, oh my god, I didn't know that. I didn't know State Street is dead, but there's like a lot of places like Market Street in San Francisco, there's like so many shuttered places. So there's like a bunch of streets that used to be like pretty hoppin' commerce-wise that are all just like every like third storefront is shuttered or like available for rent. That's sad that it happened in Santa Barbara too, but it absolutely makes sense, unfortunately. And yeah, the housing crisis with like what is it called, like Zillow, and then corporate running companies and stuff controlling everything. Yeah, there definitely need to be regulations on, and this is something that's funny because I'll talk to like my family members, for people who don't know this, are all like kind of militant conservatives. Like, my mom doesn't support Trump anymore, but I'm pretty sure my aunt and uncle are still kind of like diehard Trump fans. But then I talk about stuff like the housing stuff, how these like big companies are buying up all the housing for people, and they're like, wow, they shouldn't be able to do that. And it's like, yeah, maybe we should have more regulations, but they're like so anti-regulation, but they are like, people shouldn't be allowed to do this. And it's like, yeah, they probably shouldn't. Maybe we should do something about that. Maybe there should be some laws. Something like that. And same with, I feel like there should be laws kind of, there's like a big rant. But I feel like if there's like say like a tech company, and they're making like billions of dollars, and they have offices in the area, and they're causing like all the cost of living and housing in an area to go up price-wise, I feel like, but they still need people to like be here and work here to like run restaurants and stores for the people that want to live here working for these big tech companies. I feel like there needs to be a mandatory like reinvestment back into the community in the area, because it doesn't matter how much a company is making, and like if everybody wants to live in a city, but then the city dies because nobody can afford to live there and keep fueling the operations that keep the city running outside of tech workers, basically. But that's like a bigger ramble, basically. Corporate companies keep asking you to sell your house? Damn. Yeah, Airbnb, yeah, that is, yeah. Yeah, there's the Airbnb thing is a huge problem too. It's, I get that I think that there are certain people that it makes sense for, and I think it can be really cool in certain ways. I think, again, like, people just abused the fuck out of it and ruined it for everybody and made it like this gross thing. And also the whole, god, cleaning fees. People who charge like, my mom and I had to go to pick up my dead uncle's stuff. I was like, I'll look into like getting an Airbnb for us so we can have like a nice cutesy like bed and breakfast vibe instead of like a hotel or motel or whatever, and that'll be like nice. And because I'd been in a couple, and like one was like really artsy and cool and beautiful, and that was really neat. And so I was hoping to find something like that, but so many people will stack on like a $400 cleaning fee, but also expect you to clean before you leave, and also charge like $300 a night. And it's like, if I'm here for one night and I'm doing all the dishes and doing all the laundry before I leave, what exactly is like a $300 cleaning fee doing? Like, are people taking like fucking like UV lights and one of those what is that thing, that an ozone machine or something? Is that like what's happening? It's like, okay, maybe during COVID, like the height of that, I could see people doing things like that, but like a lot of people are just doing it as a cash grab because that's become the meta for Airbnb. Just such a gross toxic company, basically. Yeah, just a money gap. Yeah, land barons in general. Yeah, Airbnb is... no, I'm not an art major. I used to be a... I did fashion and graphic design, but I didn't graduate from either because I dropped out. Same. Yeah, I feel like capitalism has ruined all those things, like Lyft and Uber, like, being better than cabs and stuff, but now they're so fucking expensive that it's... Yeah. And the same way that, like, oh yeah, Netflix and Hulu and stuff was supposed to save us from cable, but now there's so many different streaming services with so many different, like, specific licensing that you have to get, like, a bunch of different things if you want to watch all the things, that it's like, oh, we've just reinvented cable. Good shit. And it's all for shareholders and increasing money and making exponential profits each time, which is, like we were talking about earlier, just not a sustainable ever goal. They still use my art examples? Really? That's so funny. Aw. I like that. That warms my heart. Actually, when I've gotten, like, really fucking heartwarming messages from a couple people who I knew back in the day who said that I was, like, super influential to them becoming artists. And it was back from, like, when I was in high school. Like, one of my old high school best friends messaged me and was like, yeah, I don't think I would have my career if, like, you hadn't sat down and we hadn't, like, critiqued our work together and stuff like that. Like, I learned a lot from you, and I was just like, holy shit, I was, like, fascinated with this person's work. I thought I learned a lot from them. So it's neat to know that, like, that I had an impact and contributed positively to somebody's art and work and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just neat. It's good stuff. And then when I was looking at my Patreon again, somebody a couple years back in, like, 2017 or 19 or something had sent me $100 being like, hey, this is, like, to pay for, like, the art lessons you gave me back in high school, and I hope that... And I need to message them because I just, like, hadn't checked my Patreon for so long because I was so bummed that I couldn't do art and streaming for a while that I completely missed it. But it was, like, such a nice, wholesome, heartwarming thing. Victor, it's because I grew up in a family of artists, so I really lucked out. Basically everybody in my family is creatively inclined in some way, shape, or form. And my mom and my grandma, particularly, are painters also. My grandma was amazing at watercolor and pastels primarily, and my mom is kind of a jack of all trades like I am, but she does really wonderful abstract and trompe-l'oeil work, and so I got to grow up around that, and it definitely contributed to me having the capabilities that I have. For sure. But honestly, I feel like I learned a lot from the internet and from practicing. I feel like I learned more from the internet than I ever learned in school. Art-wise, that is. Maybe it's different nowadays. But I feel like the internet and that's something that I'm actually missing currently, and I'm hoping that as I stream more and we build up the community a little bit, we'll have, like, a really good place for really, like, brutal, effective art critiques, because the most my art improved was when I was part of this online forum back in the day when I was a kid, and they were just absolutely ruthless and would just rip you a new one. But my art got so much better in that time. Oh my gosh. What is it? Oh, thank you for the raid. Hell yeah. Wow. That's so cute and exciting. Oh my god. Welcome. My mom didn't do pottery, but my uncle did. He does ornamental plastering and stuff like that. My other uncle did woodworking and carving, and then also just like straight up built houses and stuff like that. Then my little cousin, my oldest little cousin, ran off and joined the circus and is like literally she's an aerialist now. So she performs on like the lyra or silks and things like that. My great grandma was a fashion designer. Just like literally, oh, my grandpa, even though he was like pretty type A military, like former military / school principal, he did metalwork and jewelry and stuff. So I got to grow up with like a super duper, just steeped in creativity kind of upbringing. But even despite that, I do feel like the internet contributed like a ton to my own personal growth as an artist. It was a combination of those two things, I think. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Oh, thank you. Yeah, let me show you guys the I want this girl to be kind of like in a murky pond. With murky pond water, because people were talking shit about murky pond watercolors last night, and I was like, how dare you? I love Swamp Muck Green. It is a lovely color, and I'm going to paint a whole bunch with it. So this girl is going to be partially submerged. That's hard to say. Partially submerged in kind of like brackish water. However, I've never drawn kind of like pond water, and so I'm curious how I'm gonna give it the like lovely translucent look that I want it to have. But I don't know. Right now I'm focusing on her face anyways, so I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Right now I just want to focus on getting her eyes kind of right and look like they're getting bright sunlight, so I should probably make the pupils a little bit more what's the opposite of dilated? Contracted. There we go. Maybe this side is a little bit too contracted. We'll see. Things scroll down. Oh, that's brutal, Joey. I'm so happy. Dude, I feel like, okay, with like fashion and home goods right now, okay, like 5 years ago, there was like a huge boom in like iridescent and holographic things starting to be produced in like objects that weren't just for children. Because for a long time, I feel like holographic and like iridescent stuff was just like, oh, this is just like for cheesy things. It's not high fashion. It's not for home decor in any way. And then I started seeing it all over the place, and I was like, oh my god, it is my time. I am so thrilled. And I had to like really chill the fuck out and learn how to filter my purchases, because it used to be that whenever I found something iridescent, if I could afford it, I was like, oh my god, I must have it. But then there was such a huge proliferation of it, I had to like, I was able to curate a little bit better. But now I feel like that's happening. Swamp Muck Green, I'm seeing it everywhere, and I'm so hyped about it. It's like one of my favorite colors. I dyed my hair that color at one point. I'm just super hyped that it's happening. It's Swamp Muck's time to shine. Shine? Yeah, I'm gonna say shine. We're gonna go with that. Swamp Muck can shine. It can be shiny. I did! I really like that color. It's a good color scheme. It's definitely good shit. And I think what's interesting about it is... Oh boy, I need to fix her eyes. They're a little bit bad. I could fix a lot about this. What's interesting about Swamp Muck as a color is I feel like it can boost so many other colors when you put them next to it. Like blues look amazing, phenomenal next to it. Like fuchsia-y shades can look beautiful next to it. It can like richen those a little bit. Periwinkle is also an interesting one when paired with it tonally. Like there's so much you can do with it. Even like orangey golds can like look good next to it. like so much. It just looks so good with so many things. It just amps up. Yeah, exactly. So many colors look so good with Swamp Muck Green. I think it is one of the best colors. Oh, EU and US sizes. Yeah, I did that. I made that mistake ordering shoes once, and I ordered them in an incorrect size, and I ended up giving them to my friend who has like size, I think size 6 US feet, and that was like the level of size difference. Bonkers. Oh no, that was bad. Whoa! Oh, okay, so you guys can hear that. Somebody's being extremely noisy outside. Can you guys hear that at all? Oh yeah, oversized in China. Yeah, definitely. Anything Chinese sized, I order 2 sizes up. I love cooking. I made some shishito peppers last night. They were very delicious. Pop them in the air fryer with a little bit of oil and chili flakes. And then when you take them out, you can toss them with sea salt. And I got a little bit of white truffle oil a while back, and I wanted to try it with that. It's a little bit, it might be a little bit much to add the white truffle oil to it, but and a little goes a very, very long way. But it was pretty delicious. I gotta cook more things. I've been cooking so much more lately. I made bacon, bean, and kale soup the other day. I've been like meal prepping and stuff. It's been very, very fun. Wait, you see Thumbs? Oh, is she perched behind me? Hi. You want to say hi? I feel like people haven't met Thumbs this stream yet. Here we go. Here is little baby Thumbelina. She is super alive and adorable, and a sweet, terrifying little monster because she started carrying around this jingly toy with bells on it and feathers that's a stick. And I'm super hyped for her because she, are you annoyed at me petting you? I can't tell if she's, okay, no, she's happy. She started carrying it down around the house, and she'll sprint up and down the stairs carrying this fucking Jingle Bell toy. And I was like, God help me if she like learns that she can carry it up on the bed and play with it. And she learned how to jump up on the bed with it and play with it. And I literally, the last 2 nights, I've had to steal it from her and hide it under the covers so that she doesn't do like crazy WWE style like wrestling moves, like jumping on me and doing backflips in the middle of the night with it. You're so sweet. But it's so worth it because she's adorable. Also, to show you guys the adorable paws, this is why she is named. Right here. Good spot for you. Okay. That's fine. You can hit it. Okay, I think I've been focusing. Yeah, she's a good little lady. I think I've been focusing in too much on her close-up features. So I've been trying to get better at blending with these brushes. I'm still 100% happy with where they're at, if I'm being honest. I want to improve the how they work a little bit more. We'll see. But I think I definitely need to zoom out and take a broader look at this and lay down a few more colors to. So it's getting pretty flat and one note in there. That is the last thing I want. That needs a little bit more life. Sorry if you guys can hear the noises outside. I don't know what is happening and what's going on, but there's some crazy shit going on out there apparently. I'm not using a Cintiq. That would be really cool. Wait, Cintiqs are the ones where you draw on the screen, right? That would be eventually, maybe someday, I would love to get one and do like kind of have like a top-down shot of that as well. But currently I'm just using an Intuos Pro. It is, I finally had to replace my old tablet that I had for like over a decade. Because it stopped working. It wasn't just the scratches that I had to avoid anymore. And I know I could have like replaced or fixed like or put like a little screen cover on it to fix the scratch issue, but it just stopped updating and stopped responding, and so I had to get a replacement. But the quality of Wacom's have gone down like a lot. I almost, like, if I get a new tablet, if this one breaks, unless something changes with their quality, I don't think I'll be getting another Wacom. I did get this 3 years ago, so I don't know if they've improved in the intervening years, whether they've revitalized their quality. Yeah, they don't fucking, it seems like they're just like banking on their name and being like, yeah, well, we'll just throw something out and people will buy it because we're us. And it's like, not really. It seems like there's some pretty good like tablet brands out there now that are a little bit better. So who knows? This will probably last me a while. I mean, I hope it lasts anywhere near as long as the other one did. We'll see. Because that one lasted like literally decades. Yeah, no, it's true. God, the fact that Adobe is now like you have to subscribe for everything, that makes me so sad. It's just so irritating that everything is subscription based now. The worst. I don't know what hair color I want this person to have, actually. Not gray, though. But I also don't want it to be... Maybe I'll do, like, a strawberry blondish color? Nope, that's not strawberry blonde. What am I drawing? And that'll accent against the swamp water, possibly. Also not strawberry blonde. Get a hang of it eventually. Plus, it's gonna look so different when it's underwater, too. Maybe I should just do dark brown. Yeah, I'm gonna do dark brown, because I think that'll show up underwater. Wait, their cloud scans your art for AI training now? Oh my god, I didn't know that. I'm just a scrub, and I always save on my computer because that's how I organize things and that's how I'm used to doing it. But now I'm extra glad that I've been doing it that way because fuck that. Fuck Adobe for that, honestly. Damn, that sucks. That's like as bad as like ArtStation shit. There's so many companies, like the whole Shutterstock thing. Somebody posted today that I think it was Teapot Me? Where did I see it on Twitter? That Shutterstock, anything that you put on there is being used for training AI. So people who are like, who make an income doing stock photography, now their work is going to be used to replace them, essentially. And it's just like, just so fucking dystopian and gnarly. Just absolutely bonkers. Super weird to live in a time where people seem to want and appreciate the things that AI can give, but absolutely disregard the everybody who put in the work initially to make it possible at all. Have you seen some of the have you guys seen the oh shit, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, never mind. The things that AI bros are like calling artists. I saw today on Twitter that artists are being called paint pigs, or there was another one, which is really funny to me. I liked it. Did I retweet it though? was paint pigs and draw cells were apparently called paint pigs and draw cells by certain communities, and it's like, what are these words? It's just ridiculous. Just the attempts at reducing artists to something, I feel like says more about them than about the artists, honestly. So draw cells, right? And then yeah, those are definitely the crypto bros. Yeah, there was the person that posted it on Twitter, who was it? RJ Palmer. Paint pig and draw cell are such funny made up slurs for artists. Paint pig sounds too cool, and draw cell is technically what the AI guys are. Celibate from drawing. It's like, oh, that's so perfect. I love it. Because yeah, that's more the reality for sure. Yeah, draw cell doesn't make sense. Yeah. Absolute silliness for sure. Just nonsense. People are wild. They're just, I feel like that's what's so weird about this AI thing, is people are just tripping over their dicks to defend it and make it moral because they get to make cool shit with it. But like, I could speedrun a game if I put a bunch of cheats in it, but I know that they would absolutely fucking lose their goddamn minds if I like was like, yeah, I'm a speedrunner. I speedrun games. So what if I have cheats on it? You're just mad that I'm doing it faster. I mean, just get better. Maybe you're just bad. Maybe you're just bad at games. Maybe you should be better. Because this is reality now. This is where we're at. Cheats are real gameplay. I feel like that's kind of like an analog for that I feel like they would absolutely like lose their shit about. Meanwhile, that's what they're absolutely pushing for. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the same people that gatekeep other things are like, we're democratizing art. And it's like, no. You're not democratizing art by shitting on artists, dude. It's really not super how that works. Also, I know I ranted about this earlier, but just saying it's democratizing art when the democratization of art is large companies charging people money to generate art, it's just, I can't believe people say that with a straight face. I can't fathom anybody saying that with a straight face at all. This absolutely hilarious to me. Really lacking in all like insight and reflection is what that is. Oh shit, this lady needs ears. I didn't give her ears. Whoops. We'll get ears eventually. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I think it's oh, hey, how's it going? I'm glad you came by to say hi. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the arguments I've had about AI, people are being like deliberately kind of bad faith about a lot of their stuff. Like a conversation on Reddit ended when somebody was saying like basically their conclusion was that it's okay because the theft is granular and large scale, and that's why it's okay copyright law wise. And once I said that, when I was like, so you're basically saying that this is fine because the theft is granular and it's large scale, and then they like stopped talking about it. But up until that point they were like, no, this is totally fine copyright law wise because da 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 da. And I was like, this literally, do you realize like the words that you're saying and what's coming out of your mouth? Because it's not the wholesome democratization of art message that you think you're sending. People are truly being wild about it. Yeah. Yeah. like that. Yeah, theft is fine if everybody's do a big enough crime. Yeah. Yes, exactly. All of those things. All the things you guys just said. Yeah. Theft is okay if you're powerful enough. Theft is okay if everyone does it, if enough people are doing it. And there were people who were legitimately trying to be like, well, if it wasn't legal, they wouldn't be doing it. And I was like, have you lived like in like this world? Like, if you think that's how, like, when there's money to be made, if you think that's how the world works, my God, I wonder what life you've led, because I wish I led it and could be so blissfully naive about how things work, if that's truly what they thought. Because literally, like, copyright law was not made to, with this in mind at all. Like, nobody could have foreseen this stuff when, like, a lot of these copyright laws were made. And because artists are largely independent and don't have, like, overarching bodies like the music industry does, nobody has pushed for any new laws. The people primarily pushing for laws are people like Disney, who use it to just, like, brutally shit down the throats of anybody who even, like, glances at their intellectual property, basically. So that's been not, like, something that's been helpful for independent artists. So this is basically, like, taking advantage of the most copyright vulnerable people they possibly could. And literally, that's one of the things. It's more about, it's absolutely Victor, it's more about what they want, and they're trying to find any way to justify and make it morally okay to still get to use their fun little toy. And it's like, it's a bummer, because I do think AI generated stuff is really fucking cool and the technology is awesome. I just hate that it's been made in the most, like, unethical way, and people are trying to defend it and say that it's fine that it's been made, because it doesn't have to be this way, is the thing. But it was the easy way and the quickest way to make money off of it, so that is what companies are doing. Super, super duper chill. Again, rah rah rah, yay capitalism. Oh shit, I need to give this lady ears before I forget. I keep forgetting. Ears are important. Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things where, like, I get how people can think that this opens up possibilities for a lot of people. Like, people who want art for, like, D&D characters and things like that, and previously couldn't afford to, like, get artists to do it. It's really cool that people can have that now. But also, like, you don't deserve, it's not like a right. It's not something that you're gonna die without if you don't have art of your D&D character. So being like, people deserve to steal art from artists so that they can have graphics of their D&D characters is just some of the wildest shit. It's just like, really? Like, I want a pirate ship. So I think I just, like, deserve a pirate ship. And it's really infringing on my rights for me to not have a pirate ship. So I feel like I should just, like, be able to go to a dockyard and just have one of those ships, because I want a pirate ship. I feel like speaking of, I actually haven't, I'm down to take commissions. I haven't, like, set up any page or, like, figured anything out in terms of, like, pricing or anything, because I have no idea what the market looks like or what my time value is currently. I don't know. It's something that it's in the works. I started revamping the Patreon the other day, but I just need to do some research, because I don't know what I want to be charging, and I don't know what the current market is, and I don't want to get overwhelmed with commissions. But I would like to start doing commissions again, because I did enjoy doing those before. So I need to do some research. Oh my god, it's almost 4:30. Jesus. At some point I'm going to be transitioning this probably around like 4:45, I'm gonna try setting up the stream on YouTube to make sure that it works for when I have the discussion about AI with Destiny. It's so funny, we've been talking about AI stuff all day. When that's what I'm going to be talking about this evening. But it's good. It's a refresher. It means it's going to be like fresh in my mind to talk about these things. Oh, time flew though. I should have started streaming earlier today. I had a bunch of shit to do though. But I do think that I will be streaming. I think Mondays and Thursdays is probably tentatively when I'm going to start streaming again. Maybe one of those days will be on YouTube and one will be on Twitch. I haven't decided yet. But basically I have to stream on YouTube for the discussion with Destiny because he's banned on Twitch. And so if I stream with him on here, I could get banned. And I don't want that to happen when I just started streaming again. Yeah. Yeah, tonight. Color 120 for full body. Yeah, I feel like full body. I feel like I don't know that I'd want to do a full body illustration for that much. I would probably do it for less. I would do like no, I mean more. Sorry. I just need to not undervalue my time because then I get absolutely overwhelmed and distressed by it. So I would be happier charging higher prices if it means I take less commissions, honestly. It's one of those things. But who knows? I don't know. I'll figure out the numbers at some point. It is definitely something that I need to fuss around with and see what makes the most sense in terms of getting to do art for people, but not getting completely swamped, and also feeling motivated enough to do things for a particular cost. Like if I know I could make more money doing something else and it's not a commission that I'm particularly like super hyped about, then I feel like having a financial incentive is super important for that. Because I do like some people's ideas, but some commissions, this is always something you run the risk of when you take commissions. Not everybody has like the best ideas in the world, but one thing that I do like is I feel like people that reach out to independent artists like me are people who like art and like kind of steep themselves in art a little bit. So I feel like I always get better commissions from people online than I do from like corporate commissions, kind of, probably things like that, or like just kind of vanilla IRL people. Oh god, Fiverr is so rough. Yeah. I feel like I see complaints about Fiverr. I feel like I see people posting like what I asked for, what I got about Fiverr a lot on Reddit. And it's kind of like, this is a lesson and you get what you pay for. Like, there's so many scammers on there too. And apparently there's like scammers on basically like all the big art sites. Like I was hearing people talk about scammers on ArtStation and stuff too. I don't know. Who's gnarly? Is her neck above the water just a little bit? Is that how necks work underwater? Maybe just like a touch would be above the water? And then the rest wouldn't be? I'll have to... That was something interesting that I thought that I'd be able to use Midjourney for. Like when I first started playing with it, I was like, oh, I want a reference of somebody during the blue hour and sunset, like the sun is just almost down below the horizon and but she's lit from beneath with pool lights. This is a painting I want to do because I have it in my head, but I wanted a light reference, and I think I'm literally just gonna have to go somewhere with a pool and take the photos myself. But it doesn't get the lighting right. It's a joke. I was so annoyed. I was like really miffed. It had the worst approximations. But I feel like it could be good in certain circumstances. I was asking for something complicated. I was asking for like lighting from 3 different sources essentially. So maybe that was my fault for expecting a little bit much. But I thought I could. That's the thing. Yeah, the approximations were set. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I know, and I know stuff like that will probably get better over time as the AI gets better and like learns more and stuff. But I was annoyed that right now I was like, I just wanted to use it for a lighting ref that I can't conveniently do for myself. And it was just beyond useless for that. It was quite miffed. I should watch the movie again and take more screenshots. It's a little bit like Nicolas Cage right now. I need to change that. The aesthetic I'm going for. Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's so unfortunate because it can make like an approximation of things, but if you're trying to use it to get an accurate reference for something, it's just not. It's the opposite of helpful. Disappointing. And it's so funny because sometimes I feel like I saw people like referencing that it was like super good at doing lighting and art, like I guess if you want specifically something like studio lighting or like I don't know, camera flash, then it can do those. But anything where it's like actual real world elements that are having to bounce off of other elements, it seems to struggle. So very unfortunate. And not living up to the expectations I had for it. Oh no, I fucked up. I shouldn't be pulling colors from that. I should be pulling colors from it. Oh, and I need to make these boobs kind of floaty because she's floating in water. Wait, what's happening? Wait, there's a Nicolas Cage movie where he's a vampire? He always comes up with the wildest movies, honestly. Was it good? Or it's coming out. Just kidding. Not out yet. Okay, cool. I feel like I'm totally out of the loop right now as far as like cinema goes currently. But yeah, I feel like he's a kind of singular actor in that he like he's kind of like gosh, who's that other dude? Oh my gosh. The guy with the glasses who has a jazz band, Jeff Goldblum. I feel like they both like kind of recognize their hype and like the kind of like cult following that they have, and like they embrace the like weird vibes of it and just go with it. And I fucking love that. That's great. Both of them are champs for them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're just going with it instead of being like, I'm too like serious actor for this. Etc. etc. Which is like so sad and so limiting. What was there was somebody that I remember reading about that oh, it was like Leonardo DiCaprio or something was like, if you want to be a serious actor, just never do a superhero movie. It's like, damn, alright. I like some superhero movies. I like other movies too. You know, superhero movies are okay. They're not the end of the world. This seems very, kind of elitist. And I like that Nicolas Cage and Jeff Goldblum seem to be anti-elitist. I'm gonna stream the conversation on YouTube because Destiny is banned on Twitch, and I could get banned for. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's use that as jumping off point to get your name out there. Like I feel like Tom Holland. Tom Holland is a great kid who I only knew him initially from, maybe this is incorrect, but I only knew him from like the Avengers and like Spider-Man movies, and then I've seen him in other shit now, and it's like, yeah, he's like a cool little kid. He's got good chops, and I'm excited to see more about what he does in the future. It doesn't matter that he started with like superhero shit. Now people know his name, know who he is. He has a fan base. I think it's only positive. Yeah. Oh yeah, Pattinson too. Yeah. He's an odd duck. I remember reading stuff the other day that like he's just like a huge troll in any movie he works on, but I just skimmed it. I wasn't really like fully invested. And so I don't know whether they meant he's a huge troll in like a positive way where he like doesn't take himself seriously, or if it's in like a fucked up Jared Leto kind of way. Because one of those is like, alright, and the other one is not as alright. Oh good, okay. Wait, Tom Holland started with Billy Elliot? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I like artists who don't take themselves super seriously. I think it opens the door to more art if you're not just like, oh, I'm gonna do serious shit. Oh my goodness. And you can end up with cool results. And that actually is kind of like why I'm going to be trying a whole bit. I say this as I'm just doing the kind of art that I normally always do, which is like beautiful ladies, basically. But one of the things that I want to do this year is focus a lot on trying a bunch of different art styles and trying to learn from them and integrate certain facets into my own art, see what works, see what I like, see what actually matches and fits with my style, see what doesn't, and then develop like an intentional style rather than just an incidental style, which is what I feel like I currently have. I feel like anything stylistically is just incidental. It's just like bad anatomy or like bad lighting or something, or which if they were intentional choices, that would be one thing, but it's not intentional, then it's just, yeah. This is working out lighting-wise, though. Kind of looking like she's floating here. I definitely need to add more depth under the water. I need to look at what that looks like, though. Oh, I haven't seen that. Any of these things. Yeah, Jared Leto is the creepiest motherfucker in the universe. Jared Leto? I don't know how to say his name. It's probably Leto. But yeah, his whole like low-key cult, not even low-key. Like his whole cult vibes is, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And the way he like behaves towards his co-stars and co-workers is like, that's also a lot. He just seems like he's a lot in a lot of negative ways. It seems like. Yeah, exactly. Zaros, is it a legit cult? Oh dang, Victor, that sounds hella fun. I love snowboarding. I've still never been skiing, but I do like snowboarding a fair amount. I also haven't been snowboarding in years, but I would love to again someday. Wait, so is yeah, exactly. Is his cult like legit a cult now? Or is it just, I feel like the last I heard he was like doing like a lifestyle brand, and he had like retreats and getaways for people on islands with like, they all wore matching robes and stuff, and it's kind of like, whoa, okay, interesting. I think that I am going to carve out some of her skin. That sounded grim. I didn't mean it like that. I want to carve out some highlights on her shoulders. Yeah, absolutely, Teapot, for sure. That would be a good excuse to use my like top-down camera setup. Oh, so it's like for real a cult. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's gross. What a gross dude. Yeah, Victor, your streams were super interesting. I'd love to talk to you like about psychology stuff sometime on stream, if you ever wanted to, because I feel like you were. I appreciated your knowledge a lot. It's good shit. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, everybody, if you like psychology and learning about it, Victor does really good psych streams, and it sounds like you're gonna start doing them again, so definitely check him out if that is something you're interested in. It's so funny how many cool random people I met due to Anna nonsense and drama, but very happy. Lucked out and met a lot of cool people from that. I'll ping you sometime for sure. That looks... No, I think I shaded that a little too much. I think I need to go easier on the carving out with that. It also sounds funny to refer to that I'm carving out water to show her shape. Carving water sounds like an absolute impossibility. But yeah, I need to look up some references for how... I really like how skin looks through water, but it's friends do pop up in the strangest places. But it's tricky. It's not sorry, I just connected two sentences without any pause in between them. Friends do pop up in the strangest places. I met a lot of cool people in random weird ways. And then the second sentence is, I don't have a wealth of experience illustrating skin underwater, so I need to work on that. I need to look up some references and see what I can do, because I really like how it looks and I want to get it right. I don't want to fuck it up. Listen, it is swamp water again. Zaros, listen. It's not Shrek. The other lady definitely wasn't Shrek either. Just a little bit Shrek. Okay, it's 4:40. Okay, do you guys think I should try and test the stream on YouTube and see if I can make sure that it's working? What do you think? Yeah, objects in and out of water. I love how water interacts with things. But yeah, partially because it changes things so much is why I love it, but also that's why it's what I need to do on this one is, all right, stop vibrating at me. Oh, it probably should because it'll, or I need it to yell at me to remind me. One thing I need to do to this is, I think right now her face looks too separate and distinct from the water, which is what I want. But I think I definitely need to add some reflected light from the water to make it look like she's actually there, not just a weird Photoshop cutout. And I need to do some, but I need to do that in a way that doesn't make her recede back into the water too much. We'll see. And I don't know if I'm going to continue painting this while I talk to Destiny. Maybe I will. We'll see. Or whether I'm just going to focus on the AI discussion. I feel like he's a pretty logical, reasonable person, so I'm hoping that he'll kind of agree with the views I'm espousing about AI art. I can talk. But just because of the demographics of his community, I expect that there will be tech bro people who do not echo my thoughts. Yeah. Oh god, I almost lost my pen. That would have been so sad. So I should drink some water. Or not water. I have cream soda and iced tea. Just what a growing girl needs. All the best food groups. Okay, I'm gonna try and switch over to streaming on YouTube. Hopefully I will see you guys there. Thanks for joining me on Twitch. I will be streaming again next Monday and doing some art and possibly a Prime Kai panel later on Monday. Also maybe later tonight. That'll be on Twitch, not on YouTube. But oh yeah, I should link the YouTube. That's a good idea. Probably important. Good call. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, so is it legal? Will Twitch like get mad at me for? So I need to brush my hair. It was still wet from showering earlier, so the curls are probably all fucked up. But maybe I'll fluff them up a little. Ugh, it's still wet a little bit actually. But yeah, will YouTube get mad at me for being like, okay, go follow me on YouTube now or something? Or is that kosher? Sweet. Okay. I think like after this stream or a couple more days of streaming, I'll have met the affiliate criteria, but not the partner criteria. So we'll see. Yeah, fuck being exclusive to Twitch. Alright, okay, what time is it? It's 4:43. I'm gonna put the stream down and try to start it up on YouTube, and we'll see how it goes. See you guys there.